Hey YouTube, welcome back. So today I'm not dealing with my Goldwing, but I am dealing with my 1997 Georgie Boy motorhome. And mostly because I couldn't find related videos to what I need to do today on YouTube or anywhere else. No real procedure on how to do this. That is an HWH leveler. It's a 6,000 pound kickdown jack. And it's kind of a weird thing to install. Basically, the bolt patterns are on the back of this frame, which folds down and then eventually flips under the pressure of the hydraulic ram open, turning the jack from level to vertical. The only problem is there is no way you're getting any kind of tool to that. That's the size of a fingertip. There's no way you're sticking sockets down there. Supposedly, from what I read in a forum, there are 9/16 bolts in hardware, so you're not, or it's 3/8 hardware, so you need a 9/16 drive or socket or wrench. Some guy says he slipped wrenches in here and got these loose. I have no clue how. You can't turn anything in there. He said he started with those two front ones and then moved to the backs. But the backs, there's no clearance here. There's nothing. There's no space. And this is a hydraulic line. And this is an electrical sensor line. So, unless you're willing to take your chances at destroying those or damaging those, jamming something in there under that much stress, these springs are really super strong, is kind of nuts. I'm not going to try and do it that way. What I did find online about these things are people replacing individual springs, and the way they're all doing that is they're using standard wood shims, and kind of like kids back in the 70s and 80s used to raise or lift the rear ends of their cars, they stick wood between the different rungs of the coil springs, and it eventually just pushes the spring out wider, and you pull that pin out at the top here that both springs are hooked on. My coffee, sorry. The spring is here, it's hooked over this rod. You push that rod out, the springs will release, and hopefully the jack will just swing kind of freely. I mean, yeah, it's going to have pressure in the hydraulic line back to the system, but you should be able to move the jack or remove this foot and let the ram itself swing down. Supposedly these feet aren't really attached, they're just pressed in by the tension of the springs, which these beasts are super strong. If you can get all that out of the way, that would expose the back plate. You could easily bolt down and bolt up, and then worry about making your hydraulic and your electrical connection to the sensor that tells you the jack is down or when it's retracted. So that's what I'm doing today. This is going to take quite a while. I have to sit here and basically break or chop all these in half. I've got 3 bundles of these, which if you use both ends should give you about 4 inches of stretch per each bundle. I've got 3. I don't know how much stress or stretch I need out of this spring in order to get this little pin out of the end. Obviously, if you want to try to get the foot off, the hook on this is much bigger than just opening that loop enough to slip that pin out. I don't know how good. There you go. This is the top of the spring. That's the rod that's retaining him. It's got both of them, so if you can get them open, you can just drop that pin out, and again, should release the whole mechanism, let you work on it kind of freely. This thing does weigh quite a bit for its size. It's not all that big, probably only about 16 inches tall, but it weighs quite a bit, and it's going to be hard to handle down there. I've seen guys using car jacks or floor jacks to lift it into place. Probably not a bad idea. So I'm going to try this one before I actually go outside. I'll make a different video for that once I'm under there, once I've got like tools collected up for the job and all that good stuff. Just because if I can't get this one to open up here, I'm not going to take the one underneath apart. It does have a leak from the top of the cylinder. This weld right here on the other one gave out, so I'm just replacing the whole unit. Just an FYI, by the way. This whole unit cost me $405 plus shipping. It was like 460 bucks. Okay, and this is from an HWH 100 series leveling system. 4 levers, but it's compatible with a bunch of different models as long as you've got the right length and the right stroke coming out of the ram of the cylinder. I've seen them on eBay used in 20, 25-year-old condition, like mine are right now, for 750 bucks. Okay, this product somehow came from HWH, even though it wasn't sold through them. I'll post, if I can, in my comments, a link to where I got this, but it seems to either be brand new or very well refurbished. I don't see anything other than some small scarring here, which may have been this tensioner that's running alongside these springs. The one time I did manage to fold this plate all the way over, and then it flipped right back. I mean, it nearly took my fingers off. Those springs are strong. The one under the truck, I'm going to use the hydraulic system to push it out. It's staying in position, but it's got that, very slow leak at the weld here. The one underneath the truck should stay open long enough for me to put the wood in comfortably, then just retract it and have the extra space on those springs to release those, swing it down, remove it. I'll take a look at the procedure on how to change this, how to attach this line to the existings. The guy said he did it with the jack away from the truck, which seems kind of gutsy. So he says he did it, 1, after unbolting the original, and 2, before actually mounting the new one. So that seems kind of, I don't know, not so hot to me. I wouldn't want this thing hanging by this hose. You just seem like you might create a leak, either on this hose or on the receiving hose that's, 25 years old. This is a 1997 truck. It's 24 years old or whatever. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to stretch this out. I'm going to load it up. If it works out where I can get that pin out, where I can release those springs, the jack moves freely, I'll crawl under the truck and hopefully in one day get this all done. I'm getting a very late start on the day, so I may not get this done this week, but we'll let you know how it turns out, man. Thank you and have a good day.